Hey everyone, it's the Fact Dude. What's going on? Well, today I kind of thought that I would give my little bit of thought and insight on the Power Mac G5. Yeah, I know they don't make them anymore, but they're dirt cheap though. I like the Power Mac G5, not that I don't like the previous Power Mac G4, preferably the Quicksilver and the mirror drive door, which I currently have. But I like the G5 because it looks more professional looking. It's more in line with the PowerBook G4s than it is with say, the titanium PowerBooks. It's more in line with the aluminum look of the G4 PowerBooks. So it looks cool. And it's really fast. Not to say that the PowerBook G4 isn't fast. The PowerBook G4 is pretty fast. That's a pretty good little laptop. But I like it because it looks more in line with the PowerBooks. And it's a great desktop computer, and they're really inexpensive. I can pick up from a site called usedmac.com. I will put the link, or I will put the name of the website in the description. I could pick up a 1.6 gigahertz, an early G5, 1.6 gigahertz with a 80 gig hard drive, a combo drive, and a gigabyte of RAM for about $195. So add on $25 for an airport card with free installation, and add on probably another $30 for a gigabyte of RAM, so 2 gigs RAM total. I'd be coming out before tax and shipping about $250. So instead of going out to Best Buy or some large electronics store and spending $400, $500, $600, $700 on a PC, I can go out and spend a little over $200 to $300 on a Power Mac G5 and have that thing do some serious internet surfing, serious tweeting, serious Facebooking, maybe not so much YouTubing, without the help of an app called YouView, of course, but it'll do everything else, and it's a Mac. Not to say that the G5s don't have their problems, they do. Depends on the model of G5. The last of the G5s are really bad with that liquid cooling system that leaks coolant and corrodes metal and basically kills the whole computer. That's not until the last of the G5s, though, that have this. But even the early G5s have problems. I believe I was reading that the 1.6 gigahertz has, I think, logic board and hard drive issues. Hopefully nothing goes out on it, but if it's a hard drive, that's no big deal. But a logic board might be a little bit more costly if that were to ever go out on this machine. Hopefully it won't go out, though. But at least I'm not getting a G5 that's got the liquid cooling system. If you don't know what that is, Google Power Mac G5 liquid cooling. And you'll see that people have had problems with it. And Apple has actually repaired G5s with the liquid cooling system problem. Basically what happens is the liquid cooling system dispenses heat from the processor when it is working under heavy load, and I guess that can cause problems, or that can develop a problem to where it leaks, and the coolant leaks all inside the machine and corrodes the case, and it leaks all over the motherboard, and it basically just kills the entire machine. They're on the higher end quad core models, I think 2.5, 2.6, and 2.8. You could always Google that and look. But I'm going with one of the earlier G5s. On top of that, this machine is a lot less money than some of the other G5s I looked at on this website. And it'll probably be a replacement for my G4, my good old trusty MDD that has never let me down. Sure, it's not the fastest in the world, and sure, I've had to put a hard drive in it, and sure, it can't do YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why it's always froze when I've taken it out of sleep, it just locks up. But I don't sleep it that much. I don't sleep it at all. When I'm done entirely, I shut it down. But other than that, and it's running Tiger, not Leopard, optical drive, I need to figure out what's up with that. But I mean, really, other than those small things that are really easy to fix, this Power Mac has been an absolute blessing. It has never let me down a bit. It's always ran. It's always booted properly. It's always done what I've wanted it to do. Yeah, it's never done YouTube full speed or full resolution like the HD. I don't think the G5 would do that either. But really, it hasn't let me down. My graphics card is really a low grade. It's a Radeon 7500. But other than that, it's been an absolute awesome machine, and it's my first Mac too. And I think I'll replace it with something even better. I think I'll retire this and replace it with a G5 Power Mac, because these Macs, both the G4 and G5s, are awesome. Even the PowerBook G4s are really cool. And I like the aluminum PowerBooks, which is why I want the G5, because it's reminiscent of the aluminum G4 PowerBooks, and it even looks like a Mac Pro. You walk into an Apple store, you'd think that's a G5 if you didn't know what was in there. Even I've mistaken Mac Pros for G5s because they look so alike. Once you open the case, you take the side cover off, you look at the processor, it says G5 right on there. Very nice machine, very powerful, very cool looking. It would make any chick go, wow, that's a nice computer. Not so much the G4s, well, maybe the mirror drive doors, but the G5 is just awesome. So that is why I would buy another Power Mac even, but mainly a G5 over any Windows machine. It will most likely always run, aside from if the logic board takes a dump, then we got issues there. But it'll always run, it'll always look good. Or unless you got the liquid cooling system, then your G5 Power Mac is probably going to die, unfortunately. But I mean, really, you can't go wrong with a Power Mac G5 or even a G4, like I've said before. They're just, I mean, go out and buy a Power Mac G5 and be amazed at what this machine is able to do. It's not able to do newer stuff, unfortunately, because everything's Intel. But PowerPC stuff, yeah, it'll run fine. Pop, Final Cut, and Adobe, Creative Suite, CS4, and older versions of Microsoft Word. And yeah, that Power Mac will go. They'll go. They'll run. Put UView on it or watch your YouTube. You don't even have to use Safari. And you have a great powerhouse of a machine. Macs are just awesome. I mean, Mac can't touch PC, even these old power PC Macs. No, people, it's not that I'm poor. I'm not poor in any way. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. But just because I have a power PC-based Mac doesn't mean I'm poor. No, you can't even classify me as being poor. Classify me as somebody on a budget, is what I would say. Classify me on a budget, as an individual on a budget, and as an individual who still appreciates the older technology. I'm not going to say, Power Mac, garbage, old, don't want it. No, I'm going to utilize it. Have I utilized it? Yes, I have. I Facebook off it. I tweet off my Power Mac. I do things on the internet with my Power Mac. So it's everything I want to do. And it's never given me a bit of trouble. Except the hard drive, that's it. But I mean, other than that, it's never given me a bit of trouble. I'm certainly and hoping whoever decides to buy one of these Power Macs, whether it be a G4, I would prefer you go with either the MDD or the Quicksilver or a G5. Stay away from the last gen models with the liquid cooling system. You will have an excellent desktop machine. I'm sure you'll most likely also trick your friends into thinking that's a Mac Pro because they look alike. So yeah, I can't wait to get my 1.6 gigahertz 2003 Power Mac G5 to replace my 1 gigahertz dual 2002 G4. It'll be great. The Vac Dude. Subscribe and comment on both videos and channel. Thanks.